welcome to Pick Central. Today we are joined by Smitty, Big Ev, myself, and Clemmer, but we are brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is not today. Yeah, still like him though.
Shout out Game Time.
Yeah, Game Time's still great.
Our booth's the best, and I love Dukes. He does 6 people's jobs behind there, so let's never make fun, but it is funny some of the things that go on. All right.
I didn't know you had that sheet.
That's all right. We'll talk about the game tonight in a little bit because it's not a great game. Everybody's out for the Chargers.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not even
they're in
like
a tough spot.
it's just Justin Herbert. It's
Keenan Allen's out.
Like they're in shambles.
Easton Stick though.
Easton Stick,
The pride of Fargo, North Dakota.
who's had what a career he's having.
4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in preseason.
Yeah.
Easton Stick has been with the Chargers so long. He was drafted in 2019. He was drafted to be the third string guy to Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how long Easton Stick has been a Charger.
Good career.
He's good locker room guy.
Hasn't
He must be. He must be the coolest guy ever.
he must.
Locker room guy.
Not a real name, though. It's a bat.
Yeah. It's a bat.
Bat from the 90s.
It's a bat from the 90s. We'll go in depth soon, but let's hit some other stories. We were talking about it yesterday. Draymond Green is suspended indefinitely, which is actually finally that's just smart. That's just like so they could figure out what the fuck's going on.
I mean, yeah, I know. I figured. My guess, I said what I say is like 10 games, something like that. I think this makes me think it's going to be probably a little longer than that.
It should
be.
100% should be. I'm usually like, it wasn't that bad. That was the worst you could possibly.
He punched him in the face.
and said he didn't, but he just did.
I'm surprised that they didn't warn him before that, hey, the next time something happens, like, it's going to be an indefinite.
Maybe they did.
I would imagine
did.
they gave him. I don't know if the exact terminology they use, but I would imagine they said, hey,
What'd you say yesterday?
he's become a
Was
habitual.
he ejected this year?
No, he's been ejected 19 times in his
19.
career. In his career, not this year.
That's still a lot of
I
time.
said he's second. He only needs 10 more to hit Rasheed Wallace record.
Rashid was 29.
He's ejected 29 times in his career.
That's awesome.
29
That's-
times.
That's a lot of time.
Almost half a
And
season.
it's so funny. Everyone's like, "Oh, Steph's got to get out of Golden State. Like, get him out of there." Steph Curry's not going to ever leave.
Why the fuck would he leave?
Like, he's put together one of the best franchises for him. Like, he did an unbelievable job. He's 36 now.
He's getting up there. Yeah, he's mid-30s.
Draymond's his guy. It's his force over. I wouldn't
Yeah, absolutely.
have a problem.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's saying like, "Yeah, get him out of there." It's like,
Like he's only won 4 championships with him.
yeah, and also Draymond's
We
probably
get this guy. We can't win with this guy, Draymond.
Draymond's also not like he just plays defense. He's not like we all know he can't shoot threes. He sucks at that. So like, I don't know.
On the other side, wouldn't it make sense for Golden State to just blow this up? Those guys are all old. You can still get something for them rather than just have them. I mean, I saw with the Celtics, they kept McHale, Parrish, and Bird way too long, but then, what are you laughing at?
You don't have to.
It's a bit of a different game.
Yeah.
now.
It is and it isn't. Like you hang with these guys too long. It's any sport.
Well, Bird's back was about to explode.
I know, but
Steph Curry's still Steph Curry.
Yeah.
he is. But this team isn't gonna win. This team's not gonna win this year. Are we?
I mean, are they going to win the title? Like, I think it's easy to say that for most teams. Probably not. I hear what you're saying. I get your point.
They could though. They get in the playoffs again, and
We've
Certainly
seen them make runs. Like
True.
and if they can maybe make a move at the trade deadline.
It's Klay Thompson washed. I have no idea.
They're still like the 4th best odds to win it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're still like a.
That's
I know
crazy. Really?
they struggled at home last year.
no, they struggled away.
On the I meant on the road. They struggled on the road last
The
year.
season does not matter.
That was a complete lie, but they're pretty damn close.
Well, all right. Well, what's the truth?
All right, chill back there. I'm
We
getting.
just said something.
They got to be.
You said it like it sounded factual.
Off the top, they got to be in the top.
Clemmer, here's the truth. Here's the truth. The Golden State Warriors can.
Are you saying, Dukes?
I said they're like the top 5, not the top
Yeah,
2.
the Golden State Warriors can go into the playoffs as an 8th seed, be completely healthy, and people would still worry about them winning the championship, myself included.
Dude,
Not worry.
Time for 8th. That's
If you have a chance to get assets from things that are gonna expire soon, I think as a franchise, as a GM, you got to make those tough decisions. I think it's part of being a GM.
Like what?
You're really blowing this one
Steph
up.
Curry and Klay Thompson aren't soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soon is like 2 years.
I think it's for them to be championship caliber. I think we're there.
But I mean, but Bird, McHale, and Parrish.
That's my point. They hung on to them. I don't know what's so funny. You're laughing. They hung on to them too long and it ruined the franchise for a decade.
But it's a completely different game.
It's not, though. It's still assets that get old. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, baseball, what have you. If you have assets that get old and you have a chance to get something for them before they are completely worthless, you do that.
But Steph Curry isn't.
I'm missing the punchline.
There is no punchline.
Kim, you're hot. You're hot. Today.
Yeah.
I'm saying things that people are like, he's laughing. He's saying things that aren't true. I don't know what's happening.
It's an example that nobody brings up much anymore.
They're top 8 odds to make the NBA championship. You're acting like they're the bottom of the barrel.
I never said that, A. And B, you said top 4, which shocked me.
Back then,
and then I said I was wrong.
Also, back then, it's a different game of where it's like they're getting hit. It's physical. Now it's
no load management.
Steph Curry is like doesn't have to play every game. He shoots threes. He's not getting he's not in the mix. Like
everything you're saying is right, but they're still 10 and 13.
But I mean,
the season does not matter.
That's pretty early in the year.
Like I said yesterday, 20. They don't care about the regular season because they know they just need to get in the playoffs.
I don't think they won a road game last season until like the All-Star break. That's not an over-exaggeration.
Also, I was double checking what I thought. I mean, they literally re-signed Draymond Green this offseason.
I have to look deeper into this, but I'm not kidding when I say this. I think it was the Western Conference Finals. I was looking at.
They lost in the second round last year.
Let me see.
And they went 44 and 38. And it's just like I'm sure we all can agree that their best days are way behind him. And I don't know if
they were plus 750 2 days ago. Like I know for a fact.
When did they win the championship? 2 years ago.
And now there's less.
You weren't that dominant in the regular season. It was the same thing. Like they got healthy in the playoffs and they can put it on. They can turn it on.
The Heat were dog shit in the season last year, and they made like it's not like it like seriously it's not like all other sports, that's why I think the NBA in-season tournament was such a big thing because they don't try in the season because they know there's 20 teams make it.
I'd rather trade
the 6th seed. They're good.
I'd rather trade a guy a year too early than a year too late.
I think, but Draymond, he just signed a 4-year, $100 million contract. He has no trade value.
That's rough.
But I don't even think it's that. I think we're overreacting to one. Like it's Draymond. Like he's done this his whole career.
These guys are just so old.
But Draymond's like 32, 33. It's not
33. Yeah, but a 4-year team. Now we're talking 37. I don't think this ends well for them. I think 3 years from now, the Golden State's going to be in really rough shape.
I think they might win a championship in the next 3 years.
Okay, in that case, then I'm absolutely wrong.
I think they can. I think they absolutely can.
Flags fly forever. So if that's the case, that's worth it. Absolutely.
I just think they're closer to winning one than they're not. In terms of I just think it would be. I just think it'd be crazy for them right now to just blow it up after like a 10-13 start.
You could get so many picks back. You could
Well,
except for the Draymond thing. You make a good point about that. What trade values? Yeah.
And I just think trading Curry, Curry's. I think Curry you want as a career player.
And it's also like that's
Clay. I think you want the same.
Like that's so disrespectful to Steph. Like he literally made your franchise.
And he's still playing really. He's still playing really well.
Averaging 30 points.
I believe a GM has to be like the caretaker of a franchise. You have to be cold.
I agree. Think about the times of Bill Russell and Bob Cousy. Way too long.
Come on, that's fun.
Why are you angry today?
That's fun.
We're joking around.
I make a point that's a pretty
it's totally different. You know that. Like that is very different. Of Bird. Like Steph Curry is only 35, averaging 30 points. When you were saying wasn't like Bird like. Kind of like it was like done.
Yeah,
so that's my whole point. Is they waited? They should have traded them 3 years earlier. That's my whole point. The Celtics should have pulled the trigger. They waited way too long, and then the franchise was fucked for a decade.
I get your point, but trades like that didn't happen back then. First of all, they just didn't. Barkley got traded in what 93, and that was a pretty big fucking trade.
It was.
At the time.
Yeah, I mean,
you weren't trading away Larry Bird, even if his back is crooked as a question mark.
So Clay's a free agent after this year, unrestricted. Steph's under contract for like 3-4 more years. Like I said, Draymond's under for like 3 more after this. So is Steph.
You can get stuff back for Curry. You can get picks back.
Well, Steph, like people would obviously anyone would want Steph.
And then Clay with the expiring deal, you get something for him too.
I think there's 0% chance they trade Steph.
I think you're right.
Zero.
I think it's 0% chance they trade anybody of big stature.
The only reason you would trade Clay. If he's an unrestricted,
I don't think
is if everybody goes down.
They're gonna re-sign Clay. Yeah. Like he's not gonna go anywhere.
If anything, they're gonna add somebody.
That's what I'm saying. I think give them a chance to like go like make a foundational piece move, something like that.
So that's what I was saying is legitimately 2 days ago when we were like randomly talking about the NBA, I was looking at the odds, and that's when I saw either the Warriors more in NBA odds higher, but I think it was Western Conference Finals. What that told me is the odds went down, and that either Vegas thinks that they're going to trade away Draymond, trade away a piece, blow the whole thing up. Like, that's the only thing I get. Or they're just not as good, and the odds are just
Or they
going
think
down.
Draymond will be out for a while.
Yeah.
Like a long while.
That's what I would think. They just think it's going to be
Right.
out.
Well, I think he's going to be out for a significant amount of time.
You think after
it wouldn't
All-Star
surprise
break?
It wouldn't surprise me if they suspend him for the season.
It wouldn't.
It really wouldn't.
That would surprise me a little bit. That's a lot.
You put out
Games.
the indefinite.
Yeah, that's it.
They're thinking about something here.
No, I agree. I was thinking more like if they're doing indefinite, like 25 maybe.
say 25.
But I mean, because they're only like 20 and change of the season.
Put it this way,
a 60-game suspension. Like this isn't the Mouse in the Palace. It wasn't that bad.
It's not. But if it's habitual, it's the indefinite that's questioning. They're obviously talking about it. But you put out a 25-game suspension for Draymond, that helps the Warriors in the long run.
I don't think so.
I think it does.
As much as people try to clown him, and I know like his stats back when they like winning the first couple titles were way better than they are now. He's way better shooter than, better facilitator than, all that. I still think he brings value to the team defensively, energy.
I agree, but
he does some things like not in the score, that don't fill the stat sheet that help the team win.
They just don't give a fuck about the regular season anymore. All they want to do is get in the playoffs healthy.
That's true, but I think even they learned last year, like because what seed were they when they won it all 2 years ago? I still think they were. I need to double check on that. But last year,
53 and 29 when they won it all.
all right. So they had to be a top like 3 seed, I imagine. I think maybe
Like
were
last
2.
year they had to.
Last year they had a brute. It was tough because they had to grind out the Kings.
and they
like,
lost to the Lakers.
and they lost to the Lakers.
Exactly right, by the way. They were a third seed when they won it all.
They were like I do think they wanted to put some value in their season. It's just an easier path if you can be at the top.
Didn't Ja Morant get suspended for like habitual behavior to an extent?
He got suspended for flashing the gun.
But I'm saying because he
Multiple
did
times,
it
yeah.
because he did it multiple times.
Well,
Do you think that right? I mean, it's not that far off, Smitty. I'm not saying like flashing a gun, to like punching someone, but habitual behavior clearly is going to get you in bigger punches.
NBA doesn't like.
But
On-
the punching and the violence is subjective with the punishment. I thought there was a set suspension for firearms.
Well, I mean, what's Gilbert was like he brought his into the facility. That was
Which doesn't get talked
that was
enough
different.
now.
That was different. Gilbert was my guy at the time.
Crazy.
Dude was playing online poker during halftime of games and
Dude,
fucking
I was-
reading pieces.
We had more line than I ever imagined at the time when I was a fan of him. I had Gilbert Arenas sneakers, the G0s.
It was good.
I was a massive
He was
Gilbert Arenas fan.
great.
They
Massive.
signed his contract, and that was it.
And then someone owed him money. The guy just not fucking around.
But yeah, he's out. I don't think and definitely it was just because if they did like 5 to 10 games, everyone would be like, "Are you serious?" Like I think they were like, "We need to really get this right and show that we're taking it seriously." And I think it'll be 25 games. If it's a season, season would
That'd be
surprise
a
me.
lot.
That's like
60's a
games.
lot.
Just the indefinite.
I get it.
You throw it out there, and that means they can do anything.
Yeah, that's true. I just think it was like a sign, like, "Hey, we're taking it seriously," which obviously you should. But, all right, let's get into the game. Well, really quick, Yankees and Dodgers are co-leaders of Yamamoto.
Break out the checks. Empty
I
check.
don't know if that's
Blank check.
shocking to anybody.
Can we talk about Ohtani's contract real quick?
Yeah.
Just how crazy it's becoming, even day by day.
Sure.
Clemmer, you probably know these facts better than me, but what is it? The president of baseball operations for the Dodgers wrote into the contract that if he is not there, Ohtani
genius.
can leave at the end of the year.
Not just not there. If his role changes in any way. So, for instance, they can't make him like the
Any role changes anyway. If he's not in the exact role he's currently in
That is crazy.
for the next like 10 years, I
10
think
years.
it is. 10 years?
Yes. Yeah, so Andrew Friedman, the GM, they call president of baseball. He's basically the GM.
Yeah.
Right. So he basically has a job for the next decade.
Brilliant.
Probably the best.
Brilliant.
He's the smartest guy in the world.
Like, I wonder if Ohtani knew that and he just like, or if he just kind of threw that in there. And Ohtani's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh, he probably wanted it. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't. If anyone changes, I don't want to go through a change of a team, probably. And
exactly right.
And he was also probably like, okay, I get a job for that long, and
Yep.
I'm gonna be a gazillionaire.
Wild.
And it's not just Friedman; it's also the owner. So Mark Walter is the owner.
Well, yeah, he's not going.
So, but that was part of Ohtani's thing. Ohtani basically said, "Look, if I'm going to do this and basically defer $68 million a year, I need to know we're committed to winning."
Yeah. Well, notice
You
that
also-
Dave Roberts wasn't included.
You also get like,
Imagine if Dave Roberts fucked all of it up and cost Andrew Friedman a job for the next decade.
would he get a job no matter? Like he probably had a job for life anyway, since if he gets Ohtani.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you got the best. You're the GM, even though you spent $700. Like, do you think they had the biggest offer as well? Like, you think it was-
The
Word came out.
The rumor was the Giants' offer was basically identical, essentially.
And did you see Buster Posey saying it was just crime and no one wants to go to San Francisco because of the crime?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
No, that's what Buster Posey.
Well, Buster
Is
Posey.
that much crime in San Francisco compared
Yeah,
to
there's a lot of like.
compared to LA? I mean, I don't know.
That's what. That's
San Francisco's a
the report.
shithole.
I know they have a major
I
homeless
hate
issue.
San Francisco.
Well, they just signed another Japanese player.
They did. They overpaid for him, in my opinion. The Buster Posey was in the room, by the way. Both times the Angels tried to get Ohtani. So back in 2018, Posey was in the room, and then he was in the room this time, and both times they came out empty.
Yeah, he was like, the wives don't feel safe. We don't feel safe, and that's why we're not getting. That's a little bit. Of
Even in the parts of town that Ohtani could afford to live in.
Ohtani would probably live in L.A. still and just fly there every day.
Yeah, I mean,
700
Jesus.
million. Phil, did you say you had
I was
something
gonna
to
say, you think that Angels just scarred Ohtani just so badly? He's like, I have to be on a team where I know the GM has a brain, and I know they're gonna build a good team.
Yes.
Player
Probably,
development.
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
it's scarred him that bad.
Smart in both ways. It's just also the Giants are not a team that you're like. They're a good franchise, but
They're not
like,
sexy right
they're
now.
not like a team that's like,
This is
oh,
a
we're gonna
club.
win
Well,
right now.
Now they got Kapler out of there. They might be a little
They
bit more.
could,
They're a
but
little
it's
less
like-
sabermetric. Lamont Wade Jr. isn't like your star at it as much anymore.
Like Clemmer, like they or Phil said, like or whoever just said that was like they scar. You don't want to go from a team that's like you had Mike Trout on that team. There, Phil, what was that stat?
They had a 480 winning percentage with both of them in a lineup, and with one of them missing, I think it was like a 450. So it wasn't much of a difference.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Giants haven't had a superstar, like super sexy player come in as a free agent since Bonds in '93.
I don't think they have a $100 million player. I'm pretty sure.
Even
Oh.
they do now.
That was the highest
Yeah.
paid guy
Before-
now.
For him, did they have one?
I don't think.
I don't think so either. So like
Even Posey wasn't never on a.
Well, Posey was.
Posey was already there, like $100 million.
was homegrown.
Yeah, like a free agent.
Okay, I'd like to figure $100 million guy.
Yeah.
Even if he's your own guy, he's still
Yeah.
$100 million.
I mean, Bumgarner, was he anywhere before?
Homegrown.
He was homegrown. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean they traded for Jeff Kent.
And Bonds wasn't even like courted. Really,
Johnny
he came
Cueto's
over because of his
130
dad.
million.
Well, he almost went to the Yankees.
Yeah.
That was a crazy time. That was the same winner that Maddox went to the Braves. Crazy free agent.
Phil, you said Cueto $100 million.
Cueto 130.
All
so
right.
Jung Hoo Lee's like 14 mil short of the record. It would have been Correa last year, but
It
Yeah.
would have been Judge too,
Or
Yeah.
Ohtani.
or
They
Ohtani.
would have just dumped by 6x.
I mean, if you're deferring the payments, why not? Someone else's problem.
Cheating.
I mean,
It is cheating.
It sounds like all the major
Kind of.
free agents are going back to their agents saying, "I want to do what Ohtani did." So now everything's on hold. I guess people are like, players are want to defer more.
Bryce Harper's already signed through like the year 3000. He's going to get another extension and deferments.
Both of
As he
these
should.
guys. Yeah, he definitely should. First, Mets. You hear the Dodgers, Yankees are Yamamoto. Like, I'm not even being like annoying, but like, it is kind of you got to sign somebody. I know it's
They
just
haven't signed
weird,
Yamamoto
but
until Yamamoto signs. I'm not gonna clutch my pearls.
I'm just saying if they don't.
If they don't, yeah, they have to sign somebody. Now you can go and get Blake Snell. We talked about yesterday. You can go get Jordan Montgomery. There are some options, but Yamamoto with his age, you're only 25. He's the guy.
Yeah, and it's like you have the guy that says he'll spend anything. It's like you gotta. I don't know. And do you think the Phillies need to do anything?
They've been quiet. They're big believers in bringing
that's
Noah
not,
back.
That's not a real source, dude. 'Cause that guy's fake.
Hi, Phil.
No, I just want to tell you.
They're big believers in running back with Nola, obviously with I a Trey Turner that probably is going to play baseball all year instead of just the last couple months.
I mean, Nola was the big move, and you guys made it so
Yeah.
early. It feels like it happened a million years ago, but it was this offseason.
Yeah, so they're going to be okay. It wouldn't surprise me if they bring in another outfielder some way somehow because Rojas might not be ready. He might start in the minors. You could always use more arms. But I think they're pretty much. It would be a shocker if they're in for Yamamoto.
You just don't need to do anything. Like you were getting back.
You don't need to, but it would be nice to have that
also-
option of Yamamoto because Taijuan Walker isn't exactly
obviously,
like.
But like it's also you probably. That would be spending a ton of money.
Well, I don't know if you can defer it 30 years down the line.
Yeah, he might not want it since he's 24 or 25. Like he does. He probably. Or maybe
The thing is with the teams though. The teams still have to put it up, so the team still needs deep pockets.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, the Pirates can't just go do this. Like you need to. My understanding is the money needs to still go in escrow.
Yeah, the Pirates might not exist.
They can't like you still, even though you're not paying all the money for it, you still need to come up with the cash in theory.
Yeah.
Up front.
You guys wouldn't obviously like you're getting Hoskins back. Like you're not.
Hoskins is gone.
Free agent.
Gone?
Pretty much because Harper's going to be playing first base.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he was still there.
No, because
That's sad.
that came down to Bryce where he wants to play, and he said he's good at first because that moves Schwarber to DH permanently.
Yep.
They might move Castellanos still. I mean, you trade Castellanos in a package for Trout, like that could be done. But
Wow.
I thought they said they weren't trading Trout.
Well, they're gonna say that.
yeah,
I think I'd rather keep Castellanos.
And Mike Trout.
But his back is like fucked. He never plays.
yeah, but I mean, if
I'm not saying he's not a better talent, but I mean, if your back is in shambles,
gotta be-
backs only get worse.
yeah, but
they don't just get better. They
you
just
put
get worse.
you put Castellanos is
Castellanos hit 30 home runs.
Castellanos
Yeah, he had a solid-
Castellanos is great and awful at the same time.
I'd rather have a
the
healthy,
same at bat. He is.
no,
I'd rather have a healthy Castellanos for like 155.
No, I would rather have
for
Trout
like
too.
90.
Well, but Trout comes over. He's not playing 162. He's going to play 90. They're going to put him in load management.
I think
and
I'd rather
playoffs.
Trout.
And I'd almost rather have that. So judging how Castellanos did in the playoffs last year, I mean, he was
Castellanos-
Mr. October and then went over 22.
Yeah, one hit in in the 2 series.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of Mike Trout, you guys notice like he hasn't said a word about like Ohtani leaving to the
No.
Dodgers. Like not even like oh thanks, bud, or not
Yep.
even an appreciation.
But that's the
post.
way he is, though. That's why he's unrecognizable if he walks down the street in New York.
Speak.
Yeah.
He just roots for the Eagles. That's all he does.
I mean,
He
he'll
does.
probably be out Monday night in Philly. So
That's truly it. Like, yeah,
Seattle.
like he roots for the Eagles, and that's why it's like the biggest superstar in sports wasn't the superstar because he didn't speak. He didn't have a personality.
Trout, by the way, hasn't played 120 games since the pandemic.
They didn't do him any favors.
Before the pandemic.
His marketing.
Yeah, that's also true. But also,
He also just did. I don't think he just didn't want to be marketed.
I also just think I'd rather Trout for 90 games than.
That's the ultimate question.
No, I would.
What's the point if he can't play in the playoffs?
But if you have him and he can play in the playoffs, then he's better in the. You know what I mean? Like
For that.
I just think you're just rolling the dice so much with him.
the other thing too is he signed for what 7 more years with a bad back.
But you can.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I
if you get him
don't-
on the Angels paying his salary, plus also he's at the Eagles games every fucking day. Like he comes to Philly, we'll take that.
That's the only team I think.
You know, I hear you, but I was thinking strictly baseball.
You're getting damaged goods.
I just think you're
Of course,
you're getting a guy whose best days are
Damaged
behind him.
goods is better
I think his
than
best
most-
days are only getting farther. and
Exactly.
farther away.
His damaged goods is
better
still
than-
All-Star worthy.
Yeah, it's better than most guys on your
Yeah.
team.
Oh,
On
absolutely. No,
any team.
no. When he plays, he's very good. The problem is when he plays.
But even like this year, and where his standards were so high, so maybe like splitting hairs, but even like his batting average was down, like his power's been
Yeah,
down.
this was
Like
the
I just think
first
his
year.
his body's just kind of just failing him.
Also-
And he had a great World Baseball Classic,
And
though.
also, let me tell you something. That does come with the urge to play and urge to come back from injury. It's different on a team that's a World Series team and one that's not.
It's fair.
That's
I
a
just
fact.
back injuries are they just never
100%.
seem to.
It sucks, but like
If it was like a
also,
wrist or if it was something different, I'd feel
would
differently
you-
about it. The
you're
back
not like,
thing is
hey,
a big
I'm
deal.
gonna go out there in front of the 20,000 fans and the Angels today when we're 30 and 60.
You think they're getting 20,000?
Huh?
You think they're getting 20,000 fans?
That was just what
I was fucking around.
They might just because of them too.
It
Like,
depends if Rendon plays or not.
Oh God. Well, that-
They get 20,000 when Ohtani pitches.
yeah. I kind of want Yamamoto just to sign soon so we can get the rest of these guys going, get
Completely
baseball
agree.
going.
Well, who else is out there? Sonny
Blake
Gray
Snell,
signed.
Snell?
Snell.
Jordan Montgomery,
Oh,
even
Smith-
Clay Bellinger, like
Smitty,
Yeah.
wait, did you say Clay Bellinger? It's Cody.
Cody Bellinger. I know, I always do that. I
Think
know,
it
I
was
always do that. I'm
Cody.
old. I know, it happens. It's gonna happen to you too one day.
Smitty,
Well, let's break you down today.
He's throwing out like Kevin McHale and Parrish.
I don't think it's that crazy. It's a pretty common. That's what's so weird. That is like. Hang on a second. That is the textbook. Like I held on to my guys too long. That's kind of like the go-to.
I was gonna say nobody in this room outside of I guess Smitty has watched Clay Bellinger play a game of baseball.
I immediately corrected myself. I was wrong.
Oh, that's a person?
Clay Bellinger is Cody's dad. He played with the Yankees and he won titles with the Yankees.
Yeah, but like Clay Bellinger.
I conflate that when you get old, you have so many names in your head. Unfortunately, sometimes you fuck them up. It happens.
Oh, that's fine.
Bobby Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I got this fuckhead laughing at me. It's like, all right, well, one day you'll be 44 too, and you're gonna mess up a name now and then.
Yeah,
Happens.
probably. And then when I'm 44, you'll be 84. So
Yeah, but you'll still be alone.
probably right.
Oh man.
Oh man, bellows.
See, Clemmer is like, when Clemmer is deep down, he's a prick.
He's got those.
Look at those eyes on him right
like
now.
a
I don't
doll's
look
eyes.
at him.
It's dead.
Oh, look at him. He's
He's
having
like, yeah, Phillies, I'm a virgin
Yeah, no
fucking loser that's gonna die alone.
What's that?
no sleep last night.
Oh, I had sleep.
Maybe too much.
I had 5 hours. I had my 5 hours. I'm good.
How many Cokes you have today?
Well, a third of one.
Third?
Oh no, maybe that's the
Third
issue.
Coke?
Third of
A
one.
third.
We'll
Yeah.
have 3 today.
Oh yeah.
Your clip, sorry. I just remembered the clip that showed up on my TikTok of Frank admitting during the stream that he had 10 Cokes a day. 10
That
sodas
was
a day.
wild.
10 sodas a day.
300 a month.
300 a month.
That's nuts. When he said 10, it was also like, probably 10. So it might be 12.
Yeah,
Give
that
or
was
take.
like the estimate where it's like the Enye. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was gonna be 2. I thought it was like, I take sips of my soda reviews and like, it's like Glenny Balls when he used to do burger reviews. He had like 1 bite. It was actually shocking. Glenny Balls actually abided by the 1 bite. Everyone knows the rules, and Dave did not. It's like he's.
I want to know if you boozing burgers with Balls. Balls would literally take a bite and then just throw the rest away.
he'd throw it all away.
Because he would do like 10 burger reviews
so
in a
many
day.
Yeah, so you're just doing 1. And I'm
Yeah,
actually.
burgers are tough. You can't just like.
I actually got mad at
full
him the other
clip.
day. I was like, that was the longest running show besides the rundown in Barstool history, and he stopped it.
I honestly think that I might be attributed to half the views of
Me
Boozing
too.
Burgers.
I like a good burger.
Yeah.
I wanna go. I actually am craving a burger right now.
The boozing burgers might be dead, but the Balls skill will never die.
No, of course not.
Sorry, Meek. What were you gonna say about the Phillies?
Because there was a reporting if Aaron Nola didn't go back to the Phillies probably would have replaced him with say
Sonny
Blake
Gray.
Snell.
Oh no, I think they would have replaced him with Sonny Gray or tried to. I don't think they would have went after Snow.
I'm saying, are you happy with Nola, or would you rather have had like one of these other guys?
Yes, because of A, the discount they got for him, and B, you put him up against Snell, like 1 game or 1 season. Yeah, probably Snell right now, but the durability between him and Snell over the next 7 years, it's not even a question.
Sometimes
Nola's
it's
gonna be
also
better.
just like it's your guy. Like Nola's been there.
It is, but
I
it's
get
so
it.
frustrating.
Believe me, I get it. It's frustrating.
It was the right move, especially at the hometown discount that they got.
We were talking about this yesterday. The Yankees, like, if they were like, they can't sign Jordan Montgomery back.
No, I disagree.
No, they can't.
Why?
Because like he was okay on the Yankees.
He's better than okay.
He never got a chance. He never got a
solid.
chance to pitch in the postseason, though, which is where he really turned.
Well, that's the thing. Where like he has also pitched a lot better than he did on the Yankees in the playoffs, on the Cardinals and the Rangers. Like, but like it's like we can't bring him back.
I said I would take him back.
I
still,
would
but
too,
But
but
it
it's
would,
just
it would
like-
feel a little. It
I
would
feel
feel
like
a little
he'd be like,
off, but I would take him
a little
back
dirty.
easily.
I feel like he'd be
That's what I said. I said I feel a little like, what the fuck? We literally had him.
Yeah.
He's literally a perfect
God,
fit for
yeah.
you guys, though. 'cause
Oh,
he
I know
eats
he is.
innings. He's a quality pitcher.
We need a big hoss.
I know.
Yeah, especially now you have Soto. You just need a guy to go 6 innings and pitch
Big house.
okay.
But I do agree with you, especially if he fails.
Yeah. He
That's
fails like fuck. We already knew we had
The
this guy.
Eagles let go of Jason Babin like early in his career, and then he like
The
tore it up,
DN.
and the Eagles signed him back for a massive deal, and he sucked.
That's what I'm.
the worst case
That's
scenario.
what I'm scared about with. And I'm glad that we got Soto because I thought we were going to get Cody Bellinger. I'm scared of Cody Bellinger. I'm scared that he had a all-time year last year in his contract year, and then all of a sudden he goes back to the Cody Bellinger that hit 200.
Yeah, but he also, before he hit 200, he also won an MVP.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, maybe that's just him. Maybe he's just like takes a year off, and then
In a
Scary.
few years, 3 years though of like pretty weak baseball, and then the last year, to me,
but he has it in him.
Marty's point, like a lot of the stats, if you look at the deep stats, he was really lucky with some of the batted ball stuff.
Am I crazy? Bellinger was Dodgers, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was awful. Like it was like, what happened to this?
Oh yeah,
was
for
good,
3
then he
years.
was
Because he won an MVP and then just dropped off.
3 years though, like I think he was.
It wasn't dropped off. It was like
plummeted.
One of the
like-
worst players in baseball.
He was batting ninth. He was batting ninth and like getting
yeah,
a
like it
healthy
was like,
stretch.
oh my god, what happened?
He was in there for
Last
defense
year-
at some point.
Yeah.
And then that's that scares me, where it's not like everyone was like, oh, Soto, he's sucking last year, and you look at his numbers. That was his sucky year last year, and he
really just struggled at the beginning.
He
of
had
the year.
280 and had
450 on.
Yeah, he was incredible. That's a difference of where I get scared.
His 2022 though was like his downish year, but still like an 850 OPS.
He also got traded mid-season.
Yeah.
It was
the
a
best
difficult
player on the
situation.
second best player on the Yankees.
Oh,
lineup.
yeah.
Like that's where I'm like that's a guy. No matter what, yeah, we do have one Soto. It's really nice.
It's the
Was the
best.
second best player in the Yankees?
That's nice.
Did you miss Michael King at all?
What did you say? Second best player in the
So
Yankees?
that would be the second best player.
Oh yeah, I mean you got Garrett Cole. It's funny, you guys.
Yeah, you guys have the Cy Young.
great players you
unanimous
guys
Cy
have
Young
are
order.
like here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
we're
everybody
here.
else.
We're here.
What would
Well, you guys don't have any middle players. You guys have like great
We
players.
have 3 elite players.
Like elite.
Yeah.
And then you have like some guy, like you have like the worst players, like Stanton. It's like it's weird. You have very little middle ground.
Well, I'm looking forward to Rizzo, not concussed Rizzo.
Yeah.
Was playing very well.
And also Torres is not a mid. He's good.
Oh no, I like him.
Torres is solid.
He's the and I think Volpe is mid too. Like,
Volpe's-
I don't mean mid.
Vol-
bad.
Volpe, I think, is-
mean middle.
I think Volpe is working his way to like.
I like Volpe a lot.
Wait, it's like you signed Bellinger. Does that mean Rizzo's full-time DH?
The Yankees have zero interest in Cody
yeah,
Bellinger.
we can't get.
Nah, Rizzo's gonna play first base.
Is Stanton? Should Stanton just retire?
DH. He's just gonna DH.
Never gonna reach. He's got so many millions of reasons why not
DH.
retire.
Unbelievable. Yeah, but I mean, if you're jogging home on a play at a plate,
I'm hoping this year with the hopefully the team is better. The overall just collective is better.
There's a guy on the
camaraderie is
Yankees
better,
that needs
effort
to
is better.
figure it out, and it's DJ LeMahieu. That's who it is.
he's
that
he's
too.
not young.
That too.
I understand.
What would be worse for you guys? Would it be Jordan Montgomery getting $100+ million deal, whatever he's projected for, and him flaming out, or Juan Soto having an MVP year, you guys making the playoffs, and him leaving?
Him leaving for sure.
No, I honestly, that's his. That's I'd rather that than a monk.
If he won the MVP, we didn't win the World Series, and he left.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it because
No,
at least he tried.
I'd hate that.
It would suck.
Yeah, but that means the Yankees are
Horrible.
done.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm
we're
saying.
done.
That, no, that'd
Yeah.
be.
No, it'd be horrible.
I'd rather sign Montgomery and him be a bust.
That 1 year though, I'll remember for the rest of my life.
No, not if we don't. Not if we don't win a World Series. If we win a World Series, I'd feel a little differently about it.
Winning a World Series, it's worth it.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like,
Oh,
we won, so fuck
absolutely.
it.
It goes back to what I was saying earlier. The Warriors.
Say they get.
No,
say,
if he
wins
leaves after
MVP,
a
you guys
year.
get to the World Series, you lose to like the Phillies or something, and then he walks.
Yeah, no,
I almost want to
be
see
worse.
that.
I honestly
It'd
think
be worse.
there's no way we don't sign him long term before.
And he goes to the Red Sox.
Nah, we'll open the checkbook.
yeah.
I think we'll open the checkbook before the.
Just trading for him, I think we made it clear. Like
I think we're waiting to. Honestly, I think we might even do it before the season.
Did you see what he said about
That's what the
playing?
Red Sox did Pedro.
Did you see what he said about playing with Aaron Judge?
What?
He said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun to play with him while I'm here."
I think.
I mean,
I don't know.
but he's
I also think it's just like.
he's doing the thing anyone would do, saying we'll see,
I
pay
think
me.
I know.
the Yankees are waiting to see what happens with Yamamoto, and then they're going to get to his contract because they're probably figuring out money right now.
So how about one of them deferred deals?
Yeah. You want your grandkids to get paid in $2,100?
Yeah.
$1 billion?
We got it.
Yeah.
We got you. We got the escrow account.
All right, let's talk about tonight's game. Easton Stick is the quarterback. Keenan Allen is out. Their best receiver is
Quentin
Johnson.
Johnson,
Austin Eckler.
who got his first game over 65 yards last game. It's good. That's good for the number one.
Oh, he finally caught more than two
He-
passes
he-
thrown in his direction.
He looks better.
Is Everett still on the? Is he
He
still?
sure is. Gerald
Yeah.
Everett sure is.
That's good. I think Antonio Gates should suit up, and Philip Rivers should suit up as
He's about
well.
to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, maybe he should play one more game. He probably is better than some. And
Bring back the whole crew, Sean Merriman.
the problem is right here, my brain, and I have a feeling in Ev's brain that Easton Stick's playing, Keenan Allen's out. How do you not bet the Chargers here?
But on the other end, this is one of those. I hear what you're saying, but it's like you can kind of go both sides here.
Yeah.
You're talking about a team, Aiden O'Connell, who might get benched. A team who was literally shut out last week. They looked horrible.
I think Jimmy should play. I truly do.
I've already locked my play. I bet the Raiders.
And
I bet the Raiders.
I was always on
I bet the under
Raiders,
also.
But also, Devontae
God, yes.
Adams had his little speech like that was like, you don't want to be a part of history like we just were. That was awful. Like the Raiders, I feel like could still get it together against the Chargers. Is it at home?
It's in Las Vegas. I just think they bounce back. It's literally impossible for their offense to look worse than it did.
But
It's impossible.
Flip side, their defense came to play.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's really why I'm betting the Raiders here.
Against
Their defense, since Pierce has taken over, their defense has played hard. They played a lot better. 100%. They're like when you're losing them 3-0, the defense played their ass off. I mean, they just fucking couldn't score.
Max Crosby also might kill Easton.
Yeah, and this is a what I've just said. This is an Antonio Pierce game. They're going to be ready to play, and they're going to be playing hard.
They're out now because they're like 5-9 or 5-8 or whatever, something like that.
Well, since he took over, they've been
they
wanted to play.
They beat the Giants, they beat the Jets, and they lost to the Chiefs, and they lost to obviously the Vikings. They might have lost one more in between.
5-8. They're 2-3 with Antonio Pierce.
They're playing to win the game, unless you get some sort of Easton stick. Hey, I need my career game tonight. Like the Chargers might just roll over.
That's because Marty, I had the thought that you thought I had, where I was like kind of planning on betting the Chargers. I looked more into it. Easton Stick he's so bad in the regular season. Like I said earlier at the top of the show, he's been bad in the preseason.
Well, you know what I mean? Where it's like,
it's almost
so
like
obvious.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I felt the same way.
I don't think it's so obvious because
the money's heavy. The money's
out.
heavy. Raiders are kind of like public and sharp.
Keenan Allen being out is like who is he throwing? Like it. Justin Herbert, and I think he's dog shit, but like
their offense was bad with Herbert.
Couldn't even throw.
Like they couldn't score. They couldn't score with Herbert playing.
The only way he was throwing to was Allen. So who is Easton?
That's why I locked in. Like I was like I'm betting the Raiders. If they lose, then they'll cover 3. Then I'll go fuck myself. But
I think that's where I'm at. Where it's like if the Chargers want to win and cover this spread.
I'll be like, good for you, Easton Stick. Like you beat me today.
I'm not betting on Easton Stick, and I'm sitting there with my thumb up my ass, being like, "Why the fuck did I do this?"
And I'm just hoping. I just bet the under. It's 34.5.
So low.
I'm hoping this game's like a.
I think this
17-10. I don't know.
I have
like
a
that.
feeling this is I'm going to take Devontae Adams everything.
I took anytime touchdown. I think it's plus 195, which
prime
is
time
165. Excuse me.
He's just gonna. It's what?
Plus 165, Devontae Adams.
I'm in.
Already took it.
I'll take that with you.
I was seeing. I saw what. I don't know if it's juice or not. I'll check, but I was seeing like Quentin Johnson was like over like 2.5 catches, and I just feel like they got to throw. I mean, they got to throw to somebody.
I like that. I like that.
They have to throw to someone.
Yeah, throw to somebody.
Let me check if that's the actual number. But
if he gets 7 targets, he might get 5 drops.
You're not totally wrong.
It's just
the way he is.
It's over. Well, his receiving yards over 26.5. Let me find his actual catches.
I kind of like that more than the catches.
I mean, that could be one
he
catch.
He can take one for 35, and that's it.
This is totally off topic, but Frank the Tank. What? How many times has this motherfucker complained about his fantasy team?
Oh.
I saw he's in first place.
He's in first. He
lost 3 games.
He's in. Yeah, he had a great year this year.
when I saw that on Twitter the other day, I was like, I sat through 8 streams of him saying he has the worst team of all time.
Yeah.
He's in
He dominated our
Marty,
league this year.
Marty, if the Dolphins win the Super Bowl or the Mets win the World Series, you don't think he's still complaining?
Yeah, he probably will.
Yeah, he'll find something.
But honestly, the Dolphins are about to now win the division.
Oh no, they're done. But like theoretically,
they're about to legitimately collapse.
Yeah, theoretically, I mean,
I think they are going to win the division.
It's like Frank the Tank wins $1 billion in the lottery. He's complaining about the taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like a Super Bowl hangover. It's like, we're not going to.
We're done for the next 5 years.
We'll never two-peat. We'll never repeat. We'll never repeat.
I did see though. Did you see? Dukes, can you do me a favor really fast? If just look up the Dolphins' injuries. They're bad right now. Like
They had some guys get banged up in the game.
Defensively, it's pretty bad, and I know obviously
Well, they lost Phillips for the year a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
It was Tyreek Hill for 2 quarters. That was cute.
Yeah.
that was.
He's question. I guess they said.
Oh, but that was for various reasons. That was very, very bad.
Oh, it crushed me. I lost
been hurt
a lot.
Yeah, like
The only thing is non-participant on Wednesday means nothing.
yeah.
If you're like
mean, like,
most guys don't practice on Wednesday, if you're a
reserve,
skill player and you're like a
it's-
little banged up, it's really as long as they practice Friday, you're usually fine. If they don't practice Friday, you have real concern.
Go down, Duke. So like actually like on IR. Yeah, I saw a tweet that there was a lot of like it was.
They just put one of the like Phillips out, put some linemen on the IR.
They started a season without a lot of cornerbacks, like Howard.
Xavier Howard, and he's back. I think he came back and played. I think, but he got banged up.
back. Yeah, it's just
in
like
the game.
we said, Smitty, that the Bills are going to win the division. If the Bills lose this week to the Cowboys, they can still their last 3 games are pretty easy.
I hate how high I am on the Bills right now.
Oh,
Just because they're proving it.
Yeah.
If they play like this, how their talent is, like they can beat anybody.
Yeah,
They can. The problem is they just never do.
28-1. They're now 18-1, I think, but like that's still a good number. Like it's.
You guys really are you guys serious? You guys really think you guys would bet on the Bills winning the East, or you guys are saying it could happen?
No, we're serious.
I think they really. I think they
why-
really.
why-
You get great odds on it right now.
It's can't
It's
happen.
like 300.
Yeah.
We did it yesterday, but let's do it again really fast for anyone that wasn't watching
They
yesterday.
still play the Dolphins again.
So the
correct?
Bills have
Last game of the year.
Yeah.
Bills have the Cowboys. They're -2 at home this week.
I think they're gonna win.
I think they're going to win
gonna
as well. But regardless, they have the Chargers in Easton Stick. They have the Patriots, and then they play for the division for the Dolphins. The Dolphins
Patriots might be their toughest game.
have the Jets this week, so they'll win that.
Yep.
Then they have the Cowboys, which is tough. Then they have the Ravens.
Wait a second. Wait. It's completely discounting the Jets after Zach Wilson's performance.
-8.5. I get it. I'm just saying you have to give them a win in this exercise.
I don't trust the Dolphins against much.
They did just lose as 2 touchdown favorites.
In the exercise, though, you have to.
Yeah.
Give them.
Fine.
Correct.
So the Jets, they win. They're 10-4.
Right.
Say the Bills lost to the to the Cowboys, right? They're 7-7. Cowboys play the Dolphins. They're probably going to lose that game. They're probably going to lose at Ravens, and then they play the Bills.
But you need 5 things to happen and no margin for error.
Not why 5.
Well, there is some
You need
margin.
the Dolphins to lose both of their games.
No, but there is
You
margin
need
for
the
error.
Bills to win both of their games.
The Bills can lose again. The Bills can lose to the Cowboys.
Bills can lose 1.
Bills can lose to the Cowboys, even
Yes.
if the Dolphins beat the Jets.
Yeah, because then if the Dolphins lose,
No, it's 10-4 and 7-7. Right?
I think the Bills can
Yeah,
win
they're-
out and they can just have it.
Oh, because they'd have the
then
tiebreaker.
they'll
Right.
be 10-5.
All they have to do is tie.
Cowboys.
If they beat them, all they have to do is tie them. They're not to get
Right.
above
Five
them.
against the
So you need
Cowboys.
4 out of 5 things to happen, right?
10-6.
Yeah,
against the
basically,
Ravens.
yes.
And then the Ravens.
But I really do think there are things that are more likely to happen than not. Like everything we're saying is like
It's not crazy.
odds or whatever. But they're favorites. Like the
Yes.
Bills are favorites over the Cowboys.
Right.
I think the Dolphins they'll be dogs to the Ravens and the Cowboys potentially.
Cowboys is in Miami, so it might be close.
It'll be close. Spread will be
Probably like
close, but
one.
it'll be close. But
And the Bills are
winnable
in
game.
Miami. The Miami's gonna be favorite in that game.
They did beat them
Bills
48-20.
mollywopped them.
Bills
They beat
at
the shit
Miami.
out of them.
The line's gonna be Miami.
It'll be close. That's a close game. That's a close line.
You heard what Nick.
I don't think that line goes above 2.5 points.
You heard what Nick Mangold said about playing in Miami.
It's like
vacation.
And it's like, and what we're saying though is like, if the Bills lose this week, we're saying that the Dolphins will be 10-6 and the Bills will be 9-7 when they play, and they have the tiebreaker. And that's with a loss for the Bills, and we all think they're going to win this week against the Cowboys. It's kind of like it's just a good bet I think to take right now.
It's an interesting one. I do think the Dolphins still win that division. I'll cling to. I'll be the only one here clinging to that, but I really do. Believe
Okay, look, the Dolphins win the division, even if the Bills don't, and both are in the wild card, or the Bills are in the wild card. Who do you trust more in the playoffs, the Bills or Dolphins?
Bills.
It's not even close.
it might be the Bills. Yeah, that's a different question.
I think they have more upside to make a real run.
Yeah.
100%. I'm looking at the Bill. Like, where did the? All right, so the Bills' early schedule, they were like kind of fine. Like their schedule is pretty tough this year,
Yes.
They lost a lot of.
but they lost
shitty
some
games.
bad games. So the Broncos was bad. The Jaguars, it's still not bad, but
The Eagles one was bad. Like just
Jets,
they had the game.
The opening night.
Jets opening night.
They lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, they
barely
did. That's
beat
right.
The Giants. Yeah, they had it, and they beat the Bucks. Like, yeah, and then but the last 2 games they honestly should have beat the Eagles, but they didn't. But 100%. They were in that game, whatever.
60-yard field goal.
And then they go
it up.
and that was at Eagles, yeah. And then they go at Chiefs and win. Like, no matter what you say about that game, they're complete. Like, I think, and also the AFC's in shambles right now. Yeah. Like, there's so many quarterbacks down. I don't know. Like, the Jaguars aren't scaring me in that. Like, can you pull up the standings for the AFC right now real quick? Because right now the Bills are not in, correct?
Right.
Right
now the wildcard teams are the Browns, Steelers, and Colts. So that means the Texans are not in, the Bengals are not in, the Bills are not in, the Broncos are not in.
Yeah, so we're saying this, right? Like they're tied with this. They have all the same record as the Steelers and the Colts.
Oh wow! You want a stat? I just literally just popped up on my timeline. Go back to the game tonight. Since 2015, teams that got shut out the previous week went 29-13 against the spread in the next game.
Done.
That's good. That's
Raiders.
good for us.
If you're a Raiders,
I'm on the Raiders.
That's a Raiders stat.
Good. All right.
No, Raiders.
Teams that got shut out, they do well against the spread the next week.
No, Raiders done. Win.
Literally popped up. It was 1 minute ago. That was tweeted.
Yeah. No, I'm in.
Go Raiders.
Like right now, is there a team in the AFC right this second that you were like in the NFC, we have 3 definite teams.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That we can say they're going to be in the
Playoffs?
NFC Championship.
3 teams that can make it, you're saying?
Yeah. That we know that one of those.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Honestly, 2 of those.
This way, I'd be.
I'll still say 3. I still would say
I'd be
Eagles.
shocked if 2 of those 3 teams aren't in the NFC Championship.
I mean, I agree.
Because I can't, because 2 of them are going to be playing each other in division.
Yes, correct.
And I can't see the 49ers if they get
the Lions have lost my trust. I don't.
That's
see
what
them.
I mean. Here. 2 of the
They
3,
could win that first game, but I don't know about the next game.
2 of the 3 are going to be in that NFC Championship.
Yes.
Okay. AFC Championship. Mm-hmm. There is no one right now that I would be like surprised didn't make it.
Didn't make it?
Like, would you be surprised if the Ravens didn't make the AFC Championship?
Kind of at this point.
No,
Yeah.
I'd be kind of surprised. I think I'd still be surprised if the Chiefs didn't, just the way their schedule
So
unfolds.
that's
make it every year.
That's the only team where it's like
Because their these last 4 games for them are so they should be easy. Like they should be wins.
Yes, because of history. Yes, and if they're the 1 seed, yes, 100% that will surprise me if they don't get it. But Ravens, any team that doesn't surprise would surprise you they didn't make it. Ravens, Dolphins, Jaguars, Browns, Steelers, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Bills.
The Browns have no chance.
I don't believe that's true.
You think Joe Flacco is going to bring his team to the AFC?
You just keep.
Yeah. I don't.
I just think you're saying them above a bunch of other teams, and I think they have a way better chance then.
Yeah.
Like they'd be the team I put above pretty much any of the other wild card teams.
Just beat
besides the Bills,
They
maybe.
put 31.
Put the Broncos ahead of the Browns.
I
wouldn't.
The Browns can get scrappy, man.
They just beat the Jaguars.
Their offensive line is really good.
Yeah. And Flacco, like, he's not going to put up, when they won the Super Bowl.
Played pretty
numbers,
good.
But he played pretty good.
it's
I mean, all he's doing is finding the tight end and fucking letting it cook.
He was 26 of 45 for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I can't believe
1
he's
interception.
45.
That's a insane. Like that's not like he played. He was a game manager. Okay,
No,
that's fucking.
I mean,
Trevor Lawrence was 28 of 50 for 257, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Joe Flacco outplayed Trevor Lawrence. I don't care, and he was fine enough to play. Don't give me the injury shit. Joe Flacco was on the couch 2 weeks ago.
But
well.
You're missing the biggest point about the Browns. Their defense can take on.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I think they can.
Me too. It's offensive line.
But where do you have them ranked? So I have the Dolphins, Bills, Ravens, Jaguars, and Chiefs all ahead of the Browns.
But why do you have the Jaguars?
Here's the
The Jaguars is probably the last in that list. I just believe in Trevor Lawrence more than Joe Flacco.
And they just beat them too.
Honestly,
That is-
I know.
Look, if you're putting
regular season
if you're
game.
putting them on power rankings, yeah, the Browns are below them. But you put them in a 1-game playoff
in
scenario,
Cleveland.
like nobody wants to play the Browns in that. Scenario.
no. Give me the Browns over. Give me the Browns over the.
Browns gonna be on the road the whole time. They just won that game against the Jaguars in Cleveland. That's not gonna happen in the playoffs.
Yeah, but even the Browns didn't the Browns beat the Ravens a couple weeks ago
did.
in Baltimore?
They did.
Like-
that was with PJ Walker.
Yeah, They can beat anybody anywhere. You're right. The teams are better, but in a one-game scenario.
I know. And let me say this. I mean, the one thing that the Ravens do not want is Joe Flacco coming to town with the Brownies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They do not want that, and that is
the
very,
last
very,
thing they
very
want.
possible to
I
happen.
want
at
to
some
see
point.
what's his name in that. I want a video of Stavi with that game.
Oh my goodness.
I would love.
Oh my
He would.
goodness.
He would die probably.
That is a nightmare.
That's a nightmare.
Who's getting the bye in the AFC? Right now it's the Ravens, but they have a pretty tough, not tough, but not an easy schedule.
I hate saying the Chiefs are gonna fucking.
Chiefs are gonna do
Chiefs
it.
are
They're gonna have this.
right?
They're gonna run
Are
through.
we
This,
all on that?
they're just gonna run through this easy schedule down the stretch.
Chiefs get it, and then they're
gonna do what
then
they're
they're,
gonna
then
do
they're
what
an
the
automatic
Chiefs do.
AFC Championship game.
Yeah, they're gonna get a bye. They're gonna have one game against the fucking.
So
either like
that would mean they would be
somebody
what?
not that good.
They would be the Chiefs' record would be what?
12 and 5.
12-5.
12-5. Okay, Ravens. Do they have 12-5? Would they have the tiebreaker?
I don't know
over
about the
them?
tiebreaker. They didn't play each other.
All right. Ravens have Jaguars at Jaguars, at Niners, Dolphins, and Steelers left.
You gotta put at least. There's probably 2 losses in there.
That's what I'm thinking too. Which puts them at 12, which would be the same record as the Chiefs.
Yeah, so they got to go 3-1. If they go 3-1, it's theirs pretty much.
They're -3.5 this week at Jaguars.
So that's a Jags line.
The
kinda.
Jags line right there.
It is.
I could see them losing to Jags and 49ers and then beating. I could see them beating the Dolphins and Steelers after that.
Yeah.
Right. Which gets us to 12.
I'm kind of really rooting for the Browns. Just
I
to
am
shake
too.
shit up.
I am too.
Why not?
But the thing is, what is shaking
I'm enjoying
up,
Flacco feeling like a
the
10-year-old out
shake-up
there.
this year is the AFC is shooken up because of the injuries, unfortunately.
It is, but wouldn't have we had the complete underdog story like somebody like the Browns won it at all? Like you got to go back to Brady in 02, right?
Like the Eagles when they had.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that was-
Eagles of
I mean,
Foles.
the Giants.
Yeah.
It was either- we were
Against the perfect team.
Yeah, but
both runs.
But we had Eli, man. Like I get it. Like
But that was a one-game scenario. I'm saying like through the course of going into the playoffs and playoffs or your team that you didn't expect to happen. Even the Eagles, they were number 1 seed.
it's just that
They
Foles
just had the
game.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when a quarterback like Joe Flacco coming off the couch, going to a team that's like that is kind of.
Kind of
I would love to watch
Like
that.
a Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's Brady is the rookie year or second year would be
Yes.
the latest example because they weren't the number 1 overall seed. They had to go.
They were the wild card. They had, every game was on the road.
Yeah.
They had to go into Pittsburgh.
Well, not the Tuck game.
That was. You're right. They were a wild card team, though, weren't they? Am I wrong? Am I misremembering
No,
that?
I think they won the division.
Maybe you're right. I mean, you must be right. Yeah, 'cause
Realistically,
the Raiders game, you're right.
Because the
You're right.
Steelers were like 13-3 that year with Cordell, and they went in the Steelers, and
Right.
so it came in.
Right.
realistically, the Chiefs are on a 2-game losing streak, and then they go and now they're playing the Patriots. They're not going to lose to the Patriots. You just know they're not.
I literally think it's going to be the ugliest game of all time.
It might be ugly,
It'd
but
be
I
so
think
awesome
they're
if
going
they
to
did.
probably
That'd be
win.
awesome.
Like, we have to give them the win there. They're-
I told you guys that I had a dream.
I know the dream. If you better dream more. If
I'm not
if the
even
Patriots win, you better dream.
I'm
every
taking
night.
Bailey Zappi passing yards and Patriots money line just based off because it was such a weird
But
feeling.
Dukes, you don't think Belichick's gunning for a last stand here?
No,
You don't think he's going out swinging?
Smitty, brother, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
We're on the same
But,
page.
but I thought the Belichick out thing was just a total shit. It was fucking the guy on Kirk's show. And it's just not true at all.
You don't think it's
No,
more
wait,
more
no,
mad?
I'm not going to believe Trudell.
No, I'm saying like that is not.
Justin was saying Belichick was staying. That was his thing.
I thought he was saying he was leaving.
No, Justin said he was staying.
Okay. That,
Yeah.
Tom
I got
Curran
confused.
was saying he was leaving. Tom Curran.
Tom Curran-
I got like
NBC
double
Sports.
confused. I thought the Tom Curran thing, and then I saw the Trudell. I thought that was saying he was leaving.
Justin was.
and then I was obviously
was
just
fucking
nonsense.
around.
He's-
Well, an
he knows
absolute
nothing.
wild thing to be put out by Tom Curran, respected.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
If it's not true.
But I was saying, like me and Clem were saying this. It's not like Mike Reese is the one in the Patriot circle. Like at the end of the day, Tom Curran goes on TV and he has to say some shit. Like he's not the best Patriot source. He's a really good source, but he's not the best Patriot.
Yeah, I
source.
trust Reese more than Curran.
Yeah.
So the Patriots are what in the exercise we give them the win.
Fuck.
The Raiders, they're not going to lose to the Raiders at home. You don't think? The only game that they maybe, which I don't think they will, is the Bengals. Like maybe, but they're probably going to beat the Bengals, and then they play the Chargers. Like
Browning's another like story. If
yeah, that
they're
could be
able
the
to
story.
sneak in.
I feel like that's going to go down. I do. I just think so. Rico, for some reason, thinks it's like everyone loves Jake Browning. I mean, I like him.
Dude, he's got
two
experience.
really good. He's played 2 very good games.
Yeah, and his success at
Rico
Washington.
was acting like he was like a Linsanity moment where everyone's like,
No, it's not quite. We're not there yet.
I think Rico just liked him, so he's like, everybody does, right?
No, I think because he saw that he sees a clip and falls in love. He saw the clip of like Joe Burrow letting him have the box.
His family uses sweet. Yeah.
Well, we all agree the Steelers are going to drop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're the team.
So that allows the Bengals to jump in, or obviously the Bills to jump in, or the Broncos to jump in. And the
the crazy thing is the Colts and Steelers play each other this week, so somebody's going to win that. Obviously,
The Colts
somebody's
going to
win that game
some way, somehow.
And I'll tell you, it's a Steelers line. It's a stinky Steelers line.
Don't tell me that. I already bet the Colts.
Broncos
I bet the Colts
also-
money line.
It's Steelers plus 1. It was plus 2.5.
Yep.
It's went down to 1.5.
just
on the road.
I grabbed it today.
Broncos
Money line.
also-
That's like the most like smelly Steelers line, but I just don't. I don't trust Trubisky at all.
Trubisky's so bad.
I really don't trust them. And I don't
Broncos-
trust their defense on the road either. Is another thing.
Broncos have the Lions this week, and then they have the Patriots, Chargers, Raiders. Not bad.
What's the Patriots, Chargers, Raiders?
Broncos.
Oh,
Broncos
they
are not-
could do it. And no, they're a team I trust more.
Broncos
than
are getting
most.
in, aren't they?
They're the team I trust more than most for sure.
Broncos are another team in the playoffs you don't want to see in a one-game setting. You just don't.
Are they different at home or on the road? I'm just
No.
asking.
They're just winning now.
Now Broncos have just been
Broncos
playing
are just
well.
winning no matter where they go, right?
They've been playing well.
Were they 2-5 at one point?
They were 0-5.
They really the game they
1-5.
they won what 6
beat
of the
the
last
Bears.
7. They just lost to the Texans and
They beat the Bears when they were down by
that was it.
28.
If the coach of the year, like Sean Payton, should get it.
He should be up there for sure. Honestly, Colts coach I think should be up for it. He's done a great job.
Steichen.
Steichen's done a great job.
That's probably the best pure coaching job in the league.
I gotta say, Stefanski's done a pretty good job in Cleveland.
Stefanski too. If they keep
Yeah.
going, he could be in the mix for sure.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
I think Steichen is like you said. He's done the best, like pure.
It's
done the
a nice
most
start
with
to
the
finish,
least,
right?
probably.
Hey, what, if Dable squeezes in,
Imagine
imagine Dable
See,
goes
that's
went
what
back to back.
That's what I'm saying. Is it like a start to finish?
If this man had put on his resume that he brought Daniel Jones and DeVito to the playoffs,
Yeah.
back-to-back years, might be some of the best coaching we've ever seen.
This is the most excited I've been. Like this Saints-Giants game.
It's a real game.
It's like I could finally
It's like a real game.
put it on my TV standalone and
Yep.
not watch every other. Like I'll have the other TV going.
Yeah, but
like,
I always
focusing.
I always still have a standalone, but I'll be more focused for sure.
I don't when
I go. When they're bad, I go standalone, but like but no volume. The volume will be on Red Zone, but I'll still watch every play of the Giants.
Before I want to end on the Survivor real quick, but before that, 2 minutes. College basketball right now is insane. You're Creighton
UNLV baby
lost by 8 to UNLV.
smashed
last
them.
night.
They were winning by double digits the whole game.
That was
me
kind of a
that.
gimme.
What?
That was an emotional game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet UNLV.
I bet
yes.
UNLV too, but
Plus 13.5. They were like basically never losing.
Right, but the problem with Creighton is that if they're off a little bit, they're done.
Yeah.
They're shooting. They live and die by the 3, and that's why they're scary. They'll still be completely fine. It's their second loss, but their 2 losses are to like not good teams. That's the weird part. Chicago State was the worst team in basketball. They stopped their season 2 years ago in the middle of the year.
Chicago State's not a real college.
They stopped their season.
It's like a made-up blue chip school.
They only had 6
Western
guys left on the team, and then they stopped the season midway
no.
through. Northwestern beat the number 1 team in the country last week, and then Chicago State beat them yesterday. That's how crazy fucking.
Why did they
college
stop their
basketball is.
season? They only had 6 guys.
Because they were that pathetic. Like
that pathetic.
they would lose
They were
every game by
quitting.
50. Like they basically didn't want to play anymore.
Their
Aw.
new
They were
coach
just
is a little
that-
bit
they
more.
were
It
just
makes
that-
me sad.
But so are those 5-star kids playing though now for Chicago State?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden this year they get recruited 2 5-stars, which is just.
Their coach,
I can't even fathom how that happened.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Their
Why would they
coach-
go there?
their coach brings in guys. Like it is insane. Like they got.
They look like they were about to fold the team 2 years ago. Now they're just bringing in 2 of the best guys.
And they
in the country.
beat Northwestern, who's ranked, and
Northwestern's legit good.
beat the number 1 team in the country last week. This is why, like last year, everyone's like, "Oh, college basketball is wide open. Why tournaments me crazy?" This year, this COVID years, are giving these mid-majors and different teams so much more experience and talent to keep on their team. They're having kids on the team for 6 years,
I think it's the portal too.
and the portal
Because
is
you're able to
definitely
teams are able to get better. You're able to get more veteran in a second.
Yeah.
Which was
100%.
impossible 3 years ago.
And yeah, because you're also not just you don't have to just have the 5-star kids anymore. You could just.
I mean, you see a kid that's good at Winthrop for 2 years, like bang, bring him over. A kid that's
Yeah.
good for whoever here.
Yeah,
bring him over.
This isn't the first 5-star that the Chicago State guy's gotten.
Yeah.
Like he gets, it's actually insane. Like they went from basically folding the program to I don't even know who the coach is, but I know they got like a 4-star. They got the twins. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
is weird.
chaos. It's chaos right now. And
Chicago State money.
after like this week, it starts. College basketball really ramps up because it
Conference tournament or conference play.
conference plays really gets into it.
Some big games.
Let's end it on Barstool surviving Barstool. Shout out to all our fans. We appreciate you.
140K. God bless.
140,000 people buying our product, which honestly was worth it. I hope you all enjoyed it, but really do appreciate you guys. Mincy, what a fucking moron, man. We all knew it yesterday. We didn't want to say it. It's crazy. Anybody that is sitting in a chair on this show might have been fired if we did that.
100%.
If you did that, if Smitty did that, 1,000%.
No,
100%.
not fired. Stop.
I don't know.
Close.
Not actually fired. I mean, you got yelled at.
I mean,
I was
what's
close
lucky?
for
What's lucky for Mintz is it wasn't like it was a
Wasn't the first
spoiler, but it wasn't like
Wasn't the first week.
4 down to a winner.
Yeah.
It was.
if it's in the winner, that might
Thank
have
God
been.
he didn't say who won.
Well, nobody knew.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was hilarious that when he was like, I think, and then he's like, no, I know it for a fact. Yeah, he's like, I think it's down to 3.
Yep.
No, I know it's for a fact. And then he like said it. Like,
And he said it again
yeah,
later
he
on the
just
show.
doubled down. The second
Also,
clip,
though,
the second clip is so
whoever-
funny.
And I don't think it's the tech guys. Whoever's in charge over there, and I'm not saying it's Big Cat because Big Cat has thousands of things going on, but I don't know who's in charge of. Who let him on a live show? Who let him have a live show still? Dave literally said you can't do the show without it being
Dump
delayed
button,
or
dump
a dump button.
See, this is where and we talked about this before a little bit. Instead of suspending him and waiting for a drop button, I think you go completely the opposite. I think you go in real life Twitch stream and just follow him around 24/7 and have it like in his contract that whatever he says isn't represented by Barstool.
He
Just
should
let him go.
honestly. He should just go back to work for Brick Watch, just because you can't get in trouble there.
Well, you heard what Dave said. He said, "Well, you're on the 140,000 people bought the pay-per-view, so it was like over a like
1.4 million.
It was 1.4. You're on the hook for like $1.2 million in Brick watches. With the discount, that's about 600 watches, 600,000 watches.
Mincy has done 12 episodes of Wake Up Mincy. He has had 2 of them.
Bring down the company.
International fuck ups.
He doesn't like
One
up a
every
little bit.
6
He
episodes.
doesn't fuck up a little bit. He fucks up like the most you can fuck. It's hard to fuck up more than saying the N-word.
That's what I'm saying. I would
like,
just
how did he-
I just put him on like a 24-hour live stream and just ask him the most controversial question.
He was on the show for a little bit too. Thank
Long
God we were
time.
just talking
Long
sport.
time.
I guess we didn't really. I was telling Clever we didn't talk much more besides sports. So it was like
He almost got himself in trouble a couple
I
times.
was
a
gonna
couple
ask,
times.
Talking about Ole Miss.
Yeah, a couple times.
You know, the couple
Couple
rallies.
I
back
couldn't
in the
believe
day.
he did that, but the show was incredible. The last episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh, this clip is.
Whoops. The music.
I would like to watch the clip. I have not watched it.
Dave is so furious.
I was waiting until after.
This is
the
just
show was
Austin
over.
said this is so funny to watch.
Oh, when Dave sends out an email with the subject line all capitals letters.
Hoping
I mean, at least I said there were 3 left and not 4, 1. I don't know.
Well, you didn't give away the winner.
I didn't say a racial slur, at least. I mean, at least I said there
Oh
were 3 left and 1.
Well, you didn't give away the winner.
I didn't say a racial slur, at least.
That's the line.
Did you see the video?
That's the line.
Did you see the clip of him at the very end when he was after he got like eviscerated? He was like, "I think the Packers are a real good bet on Sunday." Dead
It
serious.
was hysterical.
Just drops a
Out of nowhere.
pick. Just drops a pick on him.
He knows that's how he can get out of
Just
it.
says Packers. Packers on
That's the
Sunday.
way.
Good bet.
Hey, boss. At least I didn't say a racial slur today.
The funniest thing
What a,
was,
what a life that guy lives.
Somebody digged it up, but I guess the last time the Ben word went down, that he like his producer Moody on Wake Up Mincy, the first tweet was just like, "Wow, wild morning. Anyways, here's my parlay of the day," and then he retweeted it. So I put. My group chat put on Moody's notifications, trying to take
It's the
this big-
definition of, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Yeah.
remember the Alex Stein thing when he came in and Ben got in trouble for that? He ran away that day too. He
Well,
put his backpack on. And he ran
him
away.
and Stein were friends.
All right.
He knew.
But he ran away again yesterday. So after that episode of Wake Up Mincy, he just ran away.
That's half the reason why I got re-signed to you.
Dave had to call him to come back to the office.
He said David come in and Mincy had already left.
Yes.
That's
He's like, where the fuck is Mincy?
Did you guys see the Corey Smutlage thing?
Yeah.
Corey Smutlage resigned. Director.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
smart.
it's probably a good
It's
idea.
not great to be tied to that guy right now.
I like Smutlage too.
Corey's awesome.
I just think it's just
Corey's great.
It's hilarious. Like,
But that actually hurts Wake Up Mincy because Corey's like awesome.
Very talented.
He does.
Yes.
It's great. No,
What do you think
Rutledge
the
is
voice
great.
was of the puppet?
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
Corey gets
Rutledge
all
is great. Really
Yeah.
good.
Did you see a couple years ago? We went to a Fortnite thing at the U.S. Open, and we were jousting, and Corey was dressed up as a Fortnite character, like full mask, puppet mask, and he's just like, "Dude, just hit me." And I'm like, "What do you mean hit you?" He's like, "Just fucking whale me across." So I just wound up and jousted him like a custom, and he was completely fine with it.
Yeah, he's editing
Completely fine.
something that I shot with Clemmer too, and he's going to do a fantastic job on it. I can't wait.
Oh, he's awesome.
But the show will. I mean, we're allowed to say it now. It's going to come out for free. What, next week?
Yeah, I mean,
No, we're saying it.
Yeah.
It's happened.
I
Will
mean, they said it on KMS already too. So.
Yeah, no, everyone knows it's Will won. Will deserved to win, I believe. It was a weird. Those speeches were awful, really, really bad. Of the final three.
I thought Wills was fine.
Will
said what he should have said. Like,
Exactly. Will didn't sing himself.
He said I was.
I mean,
he said
Will.
I was the best. I won the challenges. I played the right game.
mean,
blah,
Will.
blah, blah.
No, yeah,
Done.
I got best man speech vibes reading from the phone.
Yeah. It was
A little bit, yeah.
That's
true, but-
Recapping your game isn't always like you should recap the moments. Stephen Che, like, I think it's a lazy thing. Like, he's an NFL player. He doesn't need the money. Like, that's just stupid.
It's tough for Steve because he didn't really have any other.
What was his resume though? Otherwise, Marty,
Yeah.
what's he gonna say?
No. Like, I think it's just like.
I thought he shouldn't have like addressed everyone individually. I thought that was kind of
dressed
weird.
individually. Stephen Che.
But he was a dead
played-
man walking.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he was
but he
damned if
deserved to be too.
He was
because
damned if he did or if he didn't.
Will,
pretty much.
you don't flip flop the entire game. That never you kill everyone on this jury. You're not going to get it. He flip flopped too much. He had 4 different alliances. Will had one alliance and then had to backstab when he had to, and that's what happens. That's when you win. When you're a likable guy, and it's Stephen Che was not likable when he did it. When he was doing it, it was like too much in their face and whatever. So that's why it didn't. And the Jerry stuff was very odd. Some of it was odd, I thought.
I actually thought he kind of like he.
No, not Jerry's speech. More about like they were kind of treating him as like a charity case, and they said it in the show. And I was like, I thought he should have stood up for. Took up from it. It was like, hey, guys, I don't need you to. The only thing I was turned people away from Jerry a little.
Well, I thought that too because I thought he probably the thing I agree with him about was probably I thought he probably played a better game than they were leading it on than he did. Not that Will definitely played the best game, but I feel like they were like there were some points where they were treating him like a charity case a little bit. But I thought he played better than people were probably giving him credit
he
for.
picked off the wrong people.
He picked up the wrong guy.
That he misplayed the idol. Like he made some mistakes in the game.
You also,
But I did think like even with the Dave stuff, like not even to get into all the details of Dave stuff, but more just their gameplay of him saying like, "Oh, I was going to bring you to the end." I believe Dave probably would have done that, but I thought he should have got a little bit of credit. Like, hey, like I think Dan said it. Like he or a few people said it. Like he still ended up at the end on his own essentially.
you don't. Well,
But I agree. I do agree with Dave's point about the Russell Hands thing. It's like you made it to the end, but like, but also at the same time, Dave probably played a big impact on some people not voting for him, which is very different than kind of like normal
Real Survivor. Yeah.
Big Cat also had people to vote for Jerry too, like to not vote him off. Like that's.
I guess at the beginning, I guess.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, where it was Jerry picked off Dave way too early. That's just what it was.
If Jerry had the best resume, or if Jerry had played the best game, he would have won. Because
Yeah, he
really,
did.
Probably no, but you're probably right.
You have what? Like Gaz, Kirk, and Dave were not going to vote for Jerry. But besides that, it's not like
Tommy.
No, I think
Tommy would have voted for whoever had the best game.
No, see, if Will wasn't in the end, I think Kirk. Like that's where I was thinking about it last night. I was like, if they had got Will out, and even if it was like fights, I think Jerry could have won.
Yeah, Will just played.
Because I think Kirk could have voted for Jerry. I think even Rico would have potentially voted for Jerry. And now we're getting like if that. And I think I truly believe those two would have happened. Now you're getting really close where people are making like real decisions.
Yeah.
Because I think a Gaz would have voted for fights.
Obviously, Kevin
obviously would have voted for fights. That was like a no-brainer.
But
then you would like a Tommy.
But then Dan would have voted for Jerry.
That's what I'm saying. Dan, I think, would have voted for Jerry, and I think Tommy would have had like a real decision.
Yep.
I think he might have voted for Jerry at that point because love fights. He admitted himself he didn't play. He didn't do anything gameplay wise. He wanted
great social game. But then the other things, he
didn't make any moves besides winning a few challenges.
There's always a guy that gets to the end with that didn't do much, and then
But they were smart though because fights are so likable. Like it was smart to cut him.
But that's part of the strategy too.
Well, actually, I guess he didn't really get cut. He just kind of lost the thing to Jerry at the end.
Right? No, but Will intentionally did not bring him to the finals.
Oh, no, taking Shea was no brainer. It was no brainer. Easy.
Regardless,
easy
the fact that we're talking about it this much and like we care about it is awesome.
It was fascinating.
I hope they'll never put me in, but I would love to be part of the next.
I would love it.
I will.
They were saying they want to do it in like a secluded location.
I think they want to do 20.
Like legit no phones. Do a full week no phones in like a warehouse. Like you leave, you're out, you're not involved. You just show up to the jury, the tribals. That's it.
Listen,
can't have any impact. Like once you're out of the game, you shouldn't have a ton of impact in the game other than like voting at the end.
I'd love to be a part of it. I won't, obviously, probably, but I would love to.
Whitney needs to be in it. Whitney would have been perfect. Whitney's got to be in it next time.
Brandon, I honestly think Brandon needs to be.
Brandon would be good
fantastic.
too. Brandon would get booted early, but it would be funny.
I'd love to see Nick and KB in it.
Francis needs to be in it.
Francis would be good too. Yeah, I like Francis in it.
If Francis had his speech on like a surviving like that. Like his most dangerous.
I forgot about that. That was crazy.
I'd love to see Smitty in there.
I would love.
Yeah, I'd like to see you in there too, Smitty.
I'd also like to see Nate Dogg run it back.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Nate Dogg running back either.
Nate, great on reality shows.
Dude, his fucking speech last night was so goddamn funny.
Yep.
When he was like, I'm the main act. The views show it.
Yeah.
I got the most views after I went. He was a snooze fest after I got off.
He was a couple snoozers. You asked me. That was good.
And I'm not even kidding. No. Besides, like the last episode, like. By far, the most controversial was the one that he was on. If you really think about it,
with him and Kirk,
Nate is a necessary factor in any reality show.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 things to Kirk's speech. Jesus Christ, was like, oh my,
so funny.
God, like that. This man, and he said that was a 6 out of 10. Yeah. Rico's was incredible.
Another reality star. Rico is incredible.
One thing I will say, he did lose the live show. It was the only fight. Che was like, "Did you come up with that speech yourself?"
Yeah, you got to think for yourself.
And he said, "This chop circle." Believe me, I know you're gonna say something for your guy, and I
gotta stop saying he's my guy. I ride for all of you. I've been working with you on every single one of your shows for the past 3 years.
You're my guy.
Yeah.
But Rico is your guy right now.
You guys are all my guys. You gotta stop with this fucking bullshit. You keep saying it as if I haven't worked with you on like every single one of your shows.
No, literally every single one.
Yeah.
The only one that hasn't gotten canceled.
Yeah, we have been on so many canceled shows together.
It could have been canceled, but we saved it together.
That live show, 63 days or whatever after kind of tempered flames a lot. If that live show was done directly after the actual show ended,
honestly,
we got spicier for sure.
Yeah, honestly,
it would have. Yeah,
I wish they did it like a week after.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny
that the editing and stuff a week, obviously, but like I wish they did the live show
right after,
or did the live show and you just released it not live.
Well, the only one that really held the grudge was Rico.
Well, he'll take that to the grave.
Rico was still. Rico was still like throwing cheese at him like 2 months later.
I'll be honest.
Like even Kirk was like he didn't was not coming at Che like this time around. I don't think he likes Che, but he wasn't like hammering Che.
I mean, I was very surprised how much Dave went in on Jerry at the time that he backed off.
Yeah, well, Dave is also how Dave is on to the next thing
Dave got his victory,
and Dave also got him to admit that his whole thing's a shtick, and that's where it was like, and I was my jaw dropped when he's like he says yes, and I was like, oh. And the ending was wild one.
The old dogs get let in first.
Listen, yeah, it was a wild.
Those belly rubs that Rico got last night.
Oh yeah, the old dog was wagging his tail again.
But yeah, it was a great show. I think we should. Our editors made that show incredible.
They crushed it.
And I hope we do it again. I hope we.
I love watching it.
I loved watching it as well. It was great. Shout out to everyone that bought it. And yeah, anything else to end?
No, Saturday.
Were you part of the Chop Circle that wrote the speech?
Oh, Chop Circle. Yeah, Rico got owned. But I will say that he's. I've never been around someone that is so. Looks for confrontation, but is so bad at defending themselves. He didn't fucking get it from anybody in the Chop Circle. One person wrote one thing or got one stat, and he kind of said it, but he never turned down the entire thing. He's just so bad at defending himself. I'm just let me talk to you.
Very good when he plans something.
Yeah.
And when it comes to confrontation right there,
yeah, he got one thing from one person, and really everything else of that was all him. But he didn't convey that to the people.
He didn't make up the Smackfrica.
So that would be interesting. I didn't know if he denied that or admitted that it wasn't him.
He didn't say much about it. It was just more. I didn't see.
This is what I'm saying.
And
I don't know if he did.
Che went after. I was surprised. But I mean, Rico's speech still was funny, even if he didn't get it all from himself. I don't really care. It was.
Yeah, we like shticks now.
Yeah, I guess shticks are in.
Yeah.
All right, that is the show. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll dive all into is Bowls this weekend?
Yeah, big Saturday, big slate.
Bowls and NFL slate.
NFL Saturday as well. 3 games.
Cow, baby.
Barstool Radio
Bears
has been live from Chicago.
Raiders in the under.